Ja, ja, we zijn er. Mm. Okay. Um, nice. Everybody is tuning in, tuning in. This is cool. We are waiting on Lisa to get in, to get online, and then we'll start a conversation. First of all, welcome everybody. Super dope that you're here. Waiting on Lisa Freestyle, and we will talk about street football, freestyle football, and we're going to focus on how it is from a girl's perspective, street football. We know that a lot of guys are playing this, but also these days a lot of girls are playing. I'm a little bit older. I'm 36 years old. Lisa is 20 years old, so it's a different generation. Let me just check where she's at, and then we can get started. Ah, there she is. Bonjour, no, bonsoir. Bonsoir, Lisa. Alright, if you can just send me the... Let's see. Okay. Lisa, can you send me or can you get into the conversation? Oh ja, here we go. Weergave. Yes.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Lisa.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good. Inside. That's
Yes?
important.
Cool. And where are you?
I'm at home in Paris, live from Paris. Pretty good day, beautiful weather. Yeah. And you? Amsterdam?
Yes, Amsterdam. So also nice weather here in the Netherlands, which is not very normal because normally we have rain, and now we're in lockdown and we have sun. But I have a balcony, so I could get some sun. So we good. Yeah.
Yeah, you can work on your...
Yeah.
I work on my
Yeah.
tan
I
every
can.
day. I have time.
Yeah. Now we
Cool.
have time. Yeah. We're stuck at home. And
Yeah, and we have time to work on it.
yeah. And what did you do today?
Today actually I did a dance video with a friend of mine, a b-boy, a dancer. So I'm gonna put it on Instagram tonight. And I took a nap, and I think I'm going to work out right after the live. And you?
Nice. I already did my workout. So
Oh,
today, yes, I did a Tour de France, but then I did some biking, some biking with my bike, and some walking around. So yeah, and I had a nap. So all ready for this first talk. And for me, this talk is very special because we both are, I think, in love with freestyle football, street football. You are the world champion in Pana, right?
2014. So that was the
2004.
last. That was one of the last competition, female competition, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I'm sure that if you played again female competition, you'll be world champion again.
I don't know.
You're
If you're against me, I'm not sure.
no, okay. And world famous freestyle footballer, but how do you call yourself? Are you a freestyle footballer or are you a street football player?
I'm a freestyler, which, this is everything. When you're a freestyler, you can do soccer, football freestyle, and street football. You can do both. So that's why I'm calling myself just a freestyler, because there is rap freestyle, dance freestyle. So I'm just a freestyler with a ball.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's kind of funny because sometimes I still get calls and they ask me like, "Hey, can you do a freestyle show or something like that for our event?" And I get insecure because I'm not a freestyle football
They don't
player.
understand. They don't
Yeah,
understand the difference between football freestyle and football, which is
yeah,
completely
exactly.
different.
Exactly. Hey, and how did you first started playing freestyle football, street football? Because you also played for Paris Saint-Germain, so you also played um, 11 against 11. But when did you fell in love with street football freestyle?
So I started playing freestyle at 10 years old, 10 years ago almost. And I started playing street football at 12, 13 years old. 2 years after practicing my freestyle skills, juggling skills, I I saw my friends from Belgium doing 1v1, and I was like, oh, okay, that's nice. I like the way they embarrass people, so I want to do the same. I want to work on that, and that's why, yeah, like Sufjan Benkak, Lamsi was the guys that were around me a lot, so I could learn from them.
And but how did you meet them? Did you just contact them on the internet, or did you just find them in the
Uh,
street?
So I met them through freestylers. So I was in a freestyle group in France, and in that freestyle group we were 30 back then. We were 30 people, freestyle footballer, dancer, basketball freestylers, and street football players. And there was people from France, from Belgium, and from Switzerland. And so that's how I met them. They were in event in Paris, and I was like 11 years old. They saw me. They were so cool with me because I knew them from videos, and I started asking them questions, and I was very curious on how they could make all those skills, how they could not make people. So yeah, I really learned from them.
Okay, so you were 11 years old. I mean, that's how old are you now?
I'm 20, soon 21,
Yeah.
hopefully.
So
Yeah,
almost 10 years
I started
in
young.
the game. Yeah. Hey, and were you the only girl at that point when you started playing with them?
Yeah, I was the only girl playing street football. Not the there was girl playing football freestyle, but playing street football in France, I was the only one. I think officially, because
Hmm.
I think we all play street football
Yeah.
in a sense. When I know some friends, the way they started playing football, regular football, they used to play in their playgrounds. So it was street football basically. They play with their friends, just next to their house, and yeah, it was basically street football. But I was maybe one of the only to really be into it and very be interested in street football culture. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's yeah. No,
But
it's funny.
you're the first one actually. So that's, yeah, you're the first street football player, like woman.
No, it's kind of funny because sometimes people ask me the question like, when did you start to play street football? And then I'm also like, yeah, you just go on the streets and you play football. Everybody is doing that, you know. It's not like you think about this, okay, one time I'm gonna start to play street football. But for me, it was also the same as street football. Nobody, there weren't a lot of girls playing. We had a few in Amsterdam. There were like Bushra, she is a Moroccan girl. We had the Sisters Playfairs. They are twin girls. I used to play with them as well. Suriname girls. They were like, their technique was amazing. No freestyle footballers. And also, it was a different time growing up. I think I was 16, 17 when we had internet. So we were like, okay, YouTube was kicking in, and you could see like on a worldwide level, you could see some people playing, but there was only one girl, and I remember her. I think her name was Bambi Ball. I
Yeah,
guess.
that's the one who told me first how to play freestyle. That's the first person I met, the first freestyler I met in person,
Yeah.
and I was like, whoa, So yeah, yeah, Bumpy Ball she's one of the first to have
Yeah,
ever
yeah.
played freestyle.
Exactly. So when I saw her, I was like, "Whoa, this is from a whole nother level." And yeah, I think when I started playing street football, I grew up in Uithoorn, which is a small town close to Amsterdam. And then when I was 16, 17, I started to go to school in Amsterdam, and I started to meet like these street legend players. So you have, yeah, Edward van Gils, you probably know him, all of these guys, Ori
It's
Stop,
it, man, and yeah.
yeah, you see Jurek, and there were these events like the Masters of the Game. You had the Pana knockout events, and
Yeah.
this was the time where it was starting to become like more of a like a lifestyle, and that's also when, this is a question, when I started to play, I never battled officially in like a Pana knockout or Masters of the Game with boys. I only entered the female competitions, which were very small because we had like 5 or 6
Five
other
girls, yeah.
girls. Yeah, exactly. Why did you never play in like a Pana knockout against boys? Because I know I didn't do it as well, but yeah.
Yeah, I've never done this because I wanted to support there was a female competition, so I was like, if I better do the female competition, you know. It
Mm-hmm.
was logic, and we were not a lot, so if I like, I had to do the female competition, and I think it was very interesting because most of them they were not into nutmeg, but they were more into physical. I have like, there's videos on YouTube about those competition, and you can see I'm skinny. I'm 5'4". I'm 1 meter 61. I'm not physical. You know, that's why I do skills, because I'm not physical. And but those girls were pushing me, and I was upset, and my Algerian side came out, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna nutmeg them, and you know, but it was very interesting, and I think the male competition was very different because they were all skilled guys, and yeah, it was interesting. It was different. They were into goals, and they wanted to score, and they wanted to nutmeg. But I wish I tried maybe one competition, male competition.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think, yeah, no, I think it's to me also, I think in a physical way, if you will, because when we started playing street football, most of the game in the beginning, it wasn't as physical as it is right now, because you see, I think the last Pana knockout that I saw in the
the
Paradiso in
last
Amsterdam,
competition was,
like they're
yeah.
fighting, you
I
know.
was watching the live, and it was too much. It was not. They didn't want to nutmeg each other. They just wanted to score, and they
Exactly,
were
yeah.
pushing. And that
Hmm.
was, to me, that was the point of nutmeg competition is not, or pana competition is not that. So I didn't understand. So maybe or the organization have to change the rules, or the way, yeah, the way the rules basically.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, and you as one of the only girls playing in the streets with probably only boys, did you ever like get any like a girls don't play or girls can't play or anything like
That was
that,
my
or how was
life.
that?
I think that
Yeah.
was our life. Like,
Mm.
girls, no, you can't play. You're a girl. Come on, just go back to the kitchen, or go back, do dance, or do. But I think the way I grew up in surrounded by boys that knew that I could play football. So they encouraged me to do football, and they knew that I could beat them. So they were respectful. But outside of that, of those people, yeah, there were a lot of talking. But I have a strong character, and I think the more people talk, the better I am. And
Yeah.
yeah, because every time, even right now, sometimes I go to brands events, and there's still people be like, oh, you'll never nutmeg me. And I receive this kind of messages on Instagram 1,000 times a day, and they're like, oh, you cannot nutmeg me. And I'm like, boy, come on, right now, I'm here, so let's play right now. And then that's, I mean, that's also the beauty of what we're doing. It's like, you just can shut their mouths, and I think it's cool. It's a cool way to do this because I don't talk much, but I act.
Yeah, I know, because last World Cup in France last summer, we were together in Lyon, and this is just funny because you're walking around, and I know you don't like this, but I always call you, oh, famous, you're so famous, and then you walk
Yeah,
the
yeah.
street, and I know you don't like this,
I do the
but then
same with celebrities too.
yeah. That's just what you do. And every time when somebody comes up to you in a respectful way, you're like, okay, come on, let's play. And then I think 10 seconds later, they have a nutmeg, and you laugh, and you give each other a high five. And but it's art. I mean, I was just explaining to somebody else, when I used to do these pana battles. I remember I was like 20 years old, and there was a big party in Rotterdam. I think you know that city because you became a world champion in Rotterdam against
Yeah,
Rochella. So
Rotterdam.
yeah,
Yeah.
uh,
Oh, you know that?
I know that. And we were in the club, and it was like 3 a.m. in the morning, in the night, and the party was going wild, and we were there as mystery guests. And then at 3 a.m., the DJ stopped, the lights came on, and I was on the stage with a hoodie on, and they asked the audience, like, who wants to play this mystery guest? Um, and I was like, of course, very like, oh my God, I'm nervous. And then two guys came on the stage, and you have to give them or a nutmeg, or like like a pana or an aka, or you have to do something at least in the first minute, because people are not going to wait for 10 minutes for you to do
Girl,
that.
they don't want to wait for 10 minutes.
They want to see it straight
That's
away.
hard.
And to be able to do that, to give a pana to somebody in a short time and at that set time where the pressure is very high, that's to me is like professional street football, you know.
Yeah, and sometimes it's hard. Sometimes I'm just like, because it takes too long, and I'm like, okay, I'm done. Let's take someone else because I try with someone else. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, I remember one time in a Nike event, I was with a crew, and I remember I wasn't supposed to make a show. I was just there to chill and play, but outside of the event. And they came to me and they were like, Lisa, can you pan out somebody in 10 seconds? They were counting. They were like 10, 9. And I was like, oh my God, okay, let's try this. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I was saying yes because it's a huge brand. That's Nike. It was an event in Paris and was there. So I was like, okay, let's try. We're gonna do this. And the guy, the speaker was like 10, 9, and after 8 seconds, I nutmegged the guy, and everyone went crazy. I didn't have the time to make a combo. I was just nutmegging the guy, and I remember I was like, okay, I can do this. That's fine, because sometimes it's just hard to handle the pressure that people think you can do this in 10 seconds because they see videos on Instagram, but the reality is there's tough opponents, and yeah, that's not the like, to nutmeg somebody. It's not easy.
It's not easy. No, especially I remember because when you talked about like the high pressure, I did a television show in the Netherlands. First, Tuzani did it, and then after I had to like nutmeg celebrities on the television show. But you have to do it in 1 minute, just what you said. But I didn't enjoy it because it was when I was already 34, 33 years old, and my knee injury, and I wasn't, as flexible as I was back in the day. And I remember all of that pressure made it was too much pressure, and I didn't enjoy doing that anymore. And I also remember when I was still playing futsal, indoor football. At one point, people knew who I was. It was okay, Rocky is playing, and we're going. It was Friday night. It was a crowded space. And every time when I received the ball, you could hear the crowd saying, Bana, Bana, Bana. And normally you would be like, oh, that's cool. Everybody was cheering for you. But it gave me so much pressure that I also kind of blacked out a little bit, you know.
Yeah,
So yeah, I understand
that's why
what
you
you're
have
saying.
to. Yeah, that's why you have to focus. And now every time I play 5v5, because I do play 5v5 a lot, people are
Yeah,
still, they're like, oh, she's gonna pan me, you know. The team I play against, they're like, oh, you're gonna pan me, or you're gonna. But no, the fact is I don't play the same way in 1v1, in 3v3, and in 5v5. In 1v1, yeah, my goal is to not make you, definitely. In 5v5, my first goal is to, and it's to play well with the team and to make it right. But yeah, the thing is, people don't realize that, and I think it's just a mindset. And when I play futsal, that's the same. It's just I do pass, and maybe when we're winning, I can keep the ball and try to do something cool, you know. But
exactly.
before, I'm like, no, I'm playing like everyone. I'm playing vision. I play one touch, two touches. That's how I enjoy playing 5v5 actually. So that's really not the same
Yeah.
in 1v1, where I keep the ball and I try to just pass the guy or not make the guy in front of me.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of funny that you say this, because you are able to play 1v1, 2v2, 5v5. I think you can also play 11v11, because I think to be an all
11
round
11 now.
another
Right now,
okay, let's
I think
mean
like 3 years ago, 11 versus 11 was okay. I think right now, like,
yeah.
I don't enjoy to play
Yeah,
11 versus 11 actually.
no, it's different, right? I totally understand. No, but it's. I think it takes an all-round street football player to be able to play in all these different types of games. Because I remember, just going back a little bit, the first time I saw you on internet, because sometimes people come up to me and they say like, "Hey, I saw you on YouTube or on Instagram, and you're nutmegging all of these guys," and I'm like, yeah, I'm somebody that does that, but that's not me, because I think you're talking about Lisa. We don't even look alike, but people just
Yeah, like
instantly
we don't have the same age, like just just to
like yeah.
start.
I am, yeah, exactly. I'm super tall, and but it
And
was
I'm
funny.
super short,
Somebody,
so.
yeah, and somebody showed me your video, and I was like looking at it, and I was like, who's this girl? Okay, she's okay. And it was the first video that went viral, and I remember having feelings of jealousy and like envy. I was like, who is this girl having so much following and everybody's cheering for her? Who is this? And I feel a little bit guilty about that, because when we met each other and when I saw more of your videos, I was like, shit, this girl got some real skills. This is not this is for real. And when I first met you and when we spoke, which is not a very long time ago because it was last summer in Paris, you were one of the most humblest persons, that a very humble person. And yeah, I don't know why I'm telling you this, but it was just a confession where I was
Yeah,
jealous of
I
you,
think
you know.
I think that's just human. And just as a human being, you came being the first female streets football player, and we're not the same generation. So I've got a lot of respect for you, because you we have almost the same background. You were the only woman. You started in a male environment, and yeah, I've got a lot of respect for you. So when you came to me on Instagram, I was like, that girl, I know her. I know her. I know she's one of the OGs, and I just have respect for people who started before me and who started to try to show to the girls what we can do basically. So yeah, it was just fun to be able to talk with you and to on Instagram, and then to see you during the World Cup. I think at the end we're just the same, but we're doing things differently. But
Yeah.
that's, you know, at the end we have the same purpose, and that's so cool.
Yeah. No, and also I think you're a huge role model for girls and for boys all over the world. So that's and the next time we're in Paris, we're really gonna play football, not like against each other, but we never really played some like 2v2 or 5v5. So we will
Not
definitely
against each
have to
other,
do
but
that.
like
Yeah,
we should try
with each other.
3v3. We like
Yeah,
with Nadia Nadim. So we've got a
yeah,
professional footballer, and we've got you, and yeah, I think we can kill
yeah,
those boys. We can kill them.
yeah.
Like we can
That
definitely kill them.
definitely. If you would pick your all-time five-a-side team, which four players next to you would you choose to play? Yeah, yeah, anybody.
Like I can do professional football players and street players because
Anybody.
I
Yeah.
think if I take football players, professional football players, I'd say Neymar. Definitely Neymar is the best right now. In terms of skills and in 5v5, I've seen videos. He's crazy. Pogba. Pogba to
Mm-hmm.
me is one of the best. Like he's got so many skills. He's following everything about street football. You have to know he's trying new icons all the time. He's trying new skills. That's crazy. So you have Neymar, Pogba. I'd choose at Mahrez. Mahrez.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? And maybe a
Yeah, one
goalkeeper.
more.
Yeah, goalkeeper. Let me find a goalkeeper. I'd say Ter Stegen from Barcelona, and
Yeah.
or Messi. If we don't choose goalkeeper, I'd say Messi. But yeah, that's like my
Yeah.
dream team.
Okay. That's an incredible team. Hey, and
But then we can do
yeah.
female team too. Yeah.
Which one in
No,
the
no, go ahead,
female?
go
What?
ahead. Do that one. Do
Me?
the
Okay.
female one.
Okay. Cool. So with the female one, definitely Marta, of course, because you need somebody who's gonna
Yeah,
like do the skills. And Marta
Brazil.
is, yeah, of course. And Marta for me is like, if I have to choose to do a meet and greet with Marta or with Messi, I'll go with Marta because that's just. But that's just me. That's just me. I would say,
Yeah. I met her. She's very cool.
yeah, yeah. Well, you. That's you see how you are, but
No,
okay,
she's
that's
so
fine.
cool.
Yeah, no,
She's
I
like,
can.
yeah. But who else?
Okay, Marta, I think I would go for Rose Lavelle from the United States. Yeah, because she's just amazing with skills and super fast. So I would go for her. I would definitely go for, of course, one of the girls in the Dutch team. That will be Danielle van der Donk as a technical player. And then I also want Christiani. Oh shit, yeah, that's it. So then we have Christiani, of course, me, myself, and I. And
Ah,
then we have Marta and what was the other one? It was Danielle van der Donk and Rose Lavelle. Yeah.
that's a pretty good team. And you know that in 5v5 you can do men against women because I feel
Yeah.
like in 5v5 you you see less the difference between male and female. Well, in
Yeah.
11 aside, I don't know the physical aspect, but I'd say in 5v5 it's all about skills, and girls got skills and boys got skills. So it can be
Yeah.
a great match.
Exactly. Hey, and I'm gonna. I've still have some few more questions, but we're gonna wrap it up in a few minutes
Yeah,
because we don't want to take too much time. But what's like your biggest success or win this far in your career? What's something that really stands out for you?
I think if you asked me this question 2 years ago or even a year ago, I'd say, oh, meeting celebrities or stuff. But now that I realize, I'd say the impact that maybe I have on girls that want to play now street football or freestyle or even just regular football. So I said that's my huge accomplishment is to even I think the division and even the division that has changed between 2010 and 2020 is incredible, and I think that's the biggest accomplishment, is that people had on women that they don't have anymore or less. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Sorry, that's the time to clap, so I'm gonna
Oh yeah.
it's 8 p.m. Everybody is going to clap, so it's going to be
Of course, yeah. For
okay.
the
Just wait.
yeah,
It's time to
show
no,
me
but
what.
I'm not clap. I mean, wait. Yeah, just
Oh yeah, I can
okay.
hear it a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Is it
see,
every
there's
night?
a lot of people. Usually, I do clap every day because my sister is working in a hospital and she's like so happy every day. She's clapping. She's going crazy, and yeah, that's why everyone is clapping. I'm living in a huge building. Where there's a lot
I
of
can
people,
hear
so
it.
that's kind of.
I can see some people trying to clap, or I mean, I see some hands in the comments, but maybe we can, like, everybody can do some clapping in the comments, like, yes, give it
I
up.
love to scream too. That's the time. That's the time of the day where I can't human beings. That's the only time.
Yeah, exactly. When you wave to each other, everybody's clapping.
Definitely, I like. Yeah, in front of me, there's people in the window that are like woo, and that's the only hour. That's the only minutes during the day where I see people outside, just in like at their windows. So that's cool.
And I can really hear them cheering. Like, it's this is French people, right? I mean,
Yeah,
everybody's just
it's like a
a
stadium.
lot of
It's like
passion.
a stadium right here. So
Yeah,
my
it's
sister was
crazy.
saying that I should go and play during the time they're clapping, so to pretend that that's for me, you know, they're going.
That's,
But
that's
no, that's
crazy.
cool. That's really
That's
cool.
crazy. Hey, and the
So yeah, what I was saying is, yeah, that's.
oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
No, and do you
I
also
start. Yeah.
yeah, you just start talking. Hey, but is there also something that you would say, like, this is my how you say, like, something that you're not, let's say, ashamed of, but what's like your biggest failure, or something that happened while playing freestyle, and then you were like, oh shit, this just happened. Oh my God, why did this happen?
Uh, I honestly, uh, I think I did European Street Cup, which is a competition that happened in Belgium, and I remember I had to face a girl, and 1v1. It was a semi-final or something like that, and I remember everyone was cheering with me because they were my friend, and yeah, freestylers, and my crew was there, so it was cool. But I remember I got nutmeg, but it wasn't like she didn't want to know, she wanted to score, but it happened that my
uh
legs were open, and then they counted as a nutmeg, and I remember being upset, and I was like, what, I need a video, and it's, you know, I'm such a bad loser.
Shit.
I think it's a part of me. Honestly, I'm a bad loser,
Me
but
too.
yeah, but I'd say it was one of, like, I wanted to win this competition so bad. There were so many people, and it was one of my best, definitely one of my best trip ever. So I wanted to end up that trip good, but you know, it happened, and I think every time I got nutmeg, I'm like, oh,
It's
why?
painful. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like, you know, you don't have to, you know, but it doesn't happen a lot though.
okay. Yeah, it also happened to me. I remember, even I think about 3 years ago, there was a little guy, a Moroccan guy from Rotterdam. His name is Omar, Pana Omar or something, and
Okay.
he's like 14 years old, something like that. He gave me like like a panna, a nutmeg, but like a real nutmeg. It wasn't like, oh, you was not, no.
Yeah,
He
it
gave me a
wasn't an
real
amateur.
nutmeg.
It was someone who could do skills and who would not make.
But
Okay.
I mean, he was 14 years old, and I was like, yo, it's this. But I just like picked him up, and I was like, this is, because it was for fun. It was like a battle, but you still feel a little bit like,
Yeah,
oh
yeah,
shit, okay, why did this happen?
yeah. You feel that way in your head, but you don't. You don't need to show it. Like in
No,
your head, you're disappointed, of course, but you're like, you're like, okay, well done,
Yes,
good game,
exactly.
and yeah, that's the way everyone should react. But
Yeah. I mean, we're still getting paid, so it's fine. You know, you give me the nutmeg. I mean,
oh yeah,
we're still getting paid. So, I did get
yeah, that's true.
right. Yeah, because
Sometimes I feel like I
this is your
failed my job.
yes, of course. No, yeah, that's true. But this is your work, right? This is your work, being a freestyler. This is what you do.
Yeah, yeah, this is my work. I like right now I'm just doing this like, in full time for 2 years. I started 2 years ago doing this full time, and yeah, I'm traveling, doing shows, and I'm doing stuff for brands, and I'm trying to keep myself busy because sometimes you just don't have stuff to do, but you have to stay in shape and you have to keep making content, which is not easy. But yeah, this is basically what I do, and that's a pretty good job to not make people, you know,
It
right?
it is. I mean, it is the best job. I think there are a lot of people who are also watching now. They're super jealous.
They wish
Yeah,
they
yeah.
it could have. Yeah, I mean, I'm
You have a
grateful.
good life.
I don't. Yeah, I don't have. Sometimes I just don't have time to realize that I'm doing something crazy, or I'm doing something out of the box.
Yeah,
Just some people call me just to come in their country or city, just to not make them, and
yeah.
that's kind of crazy. But I don't realize I don't have time because sometimes I'm just in I'm just busy, and I don't have time to back off a little bit and see it in a bigger view. I don't know if you understand me. I'm trying to speak
I
English, my best
No,
English.
your English is, you know that your English is really good. And I think that I totally understand what you're saying. And maybe even the time that we're in right now, the time in quarantine, and it's a crazy time now, but it does give you time to reflect on things in life, and it gives you time to rest your body and your soul and to be creative in all these different ways. And yeah, I hope that you also have some time to look back and be like, whoa, this is amazing, because you created an amazing life for yourself.
Yeah, I think now that I'm not doing anything, I realize that I really do miss traveling. I really do miss interacting with people. I really do miss like everyone, I guess. But it's cool to have a little bit of time for myself and just and we are all in the same thing. We are all in this together, so we have to just the best of it. And if you're doing nothing, that's okay, because sometimes there's days where I'm doing absolutely nothing. Sometimes it's killing me because I like to be busy. I like to move all the time, but I'm like, okay, you're just inside. You are in your apartment, so you don't have the choice.
Yeah.
So yeah, just keep being positive, and that's the only way to go through this quarantine.
Yeah. And is there like a quarantine tune? Is there like some a music or like a song that is like on your playlist at the moment, which is number one?
Number one, to choose only one song. Oh my god, I just love music. It's crazy. So it's always hard for me to just choose one song. I'm listening to French rap right now, where I'm not used to listening to French rap because I listen a lot to French American music, to American music. Yeah, I'm listening to French rap and to the last Dan Toliver album. Have you heard
Which
about Dan Toliver?
no,
Okay,
I
you have
haven't.
to listen to Dan Toliver. I'm listening to Georgia Smith. I'm listening to her. I'm listening to everyone actually. But and you, tell me, just give me a song.
Yeah, I think that I'm more of the classic songs at the moment. I've been totally into Janet Jackson at the moment, so I've
Oh
been
yeah.
yeah listening to the song is called "When I Think of You," And that's
Mm-hmm.
just a really nice song, because on like at Saturday night we do at 9 p.m. we always do a house party with our friends, and we just tune in. We did it for 2 times now. We're gonna do it because we have. Well, let me show you. I have a disco. Maybe you can put on. I have some disco lights actually in my house for the party, and
Yeah.
I kind of, let me see how it looks.
Lucky you.
Look, we got
So
like,
you can
so
pretend to be in a club.
exactly. So I pretend to be in a club, and it's more like old school, like Janet Jackson, and so yeah, that's the one that's
Oh, that's
been
so cool. Yeah, that's fun. House party. I'm going to start this. I've been on
yeah,
house party,
it's
but
nice. And you actually have these skills in dancing as well. I mean, I'm just
oh,
like
come on.
whatever I'm, whatever I'm doing, but you
Yeah.
got this choreo
I
and
don't
stuff.
know if I get those skills. I'm just stealing tricks from my sister, who is a real dancer. So that's
Oh,
it.
but I got a question from Bola Agency, and they said like, are you the only baller in your family?
Well, actually, yes, but my mom can juggle. Well, we can
All
like
right.
juggle together. Yeah, so the thing is, I'm from an Algerian family. We're living in Paris. My mom wanted to be a football player, but in her family, she couldn't do it because my grandpa didn't want her to play football. It was a bit of old school minds, and that's why just she just told herself that if she ever had kids, she will let them just be themselves and do whatever they want. And that's why
Cool.
my family is very open minded, and they just yeah, let me do whatever I want. But I'm the only bowler. But when I was young, my sisters used to play a lot with me, like every single day they were playing with me. I remember I had a sister who was the goalkeeper. But yeah, we're like a sport family
Yeah.
and
Nice.
artists.
Cool. But it's cool with you, because I also had that question about your background, as your an Algerian cultural background. It's not always, I think, yeah, maybe it's different as a girl playing sports, being around boys, but
I
you
think
just, yeah.
especially in 2007 or 2000, in 2005, when I was playing with my friends. It wasn't, I think, yeah, I think they just love, my parents love what, yeah, they were loving what they were seeing, just looking at me and playing football. So we are three sisters, so they were happy to have like one tomboy,
Yeah.
at
That's
least.
cool.
So
Have sort of a little brother
yeah,
sometimes,
exactly,
like
but who can put some makeup on. So that's good. My sister is happy because I play football, but at the same time she can do my makeup, and she can, that's the perfect
it's
that's a
perfect.
perfect mix. But yeah, I think they were very open, and that was easy for me. I didn't
Yeah.
have to fight against my family to do whatever I wanted to do, and I think
Yeah.
that's the best thing. And I'm lucky for that, because I know some of my friends, they had to fight a lot
Yeah.
to be able to play in a team, or to be able to play in a team and be the only girl, because when I started playing in the team, I was the only girl, surrounded by 30 guys. So
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, I'm lucky that, and yeah, I'm very grateful. What?
Because
Connection issues?
oh, issues. Are we still there?
Yeah,
Can
you're
you hear
good.
me? Yeah. Okay, cool. No, for example, I haven't seen the documentary yet about footeuses. Foot, I don't know. Sorry,
Coûteuse?
my,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. No,
footeuses.
that's fine. You got a great French.
Un petit peu. But I see many Parisian girls like having that street football style, and here in Amsterdam, you don't really have that. Are you also connected to that part of, or are you more like, I don't know. I just thought about this documentary, and
Of
I was like,
course.
it's it's cool that they
Yeah,
have that in
I
Paris.
think, of course, I'm connected to. Yeah, I'm connected to that lifestyle in Paris that we have. That street football, you know, even just the way the way they dress, the way I used to dress like that. I used to. I mean, now that I'm growing, I want to be a woman. I want to be so, um, but I think it's just a lifestyle that we all grew up in, and that's why we're all the same and understand each other. And I think very close to them girls in Paris who are playing in the streets, in the playgrounds, and we speak the same language, literally. Like we have the same accents. It's not the French accent that everybody loves to listen that I'm using in interviews, or you know, that's the slang accent. That's the, you know, and that's when you understand that we come from the same background, and it's really that's how we met. I think that's how we are. Yeah, I think that's how we're growing, and that's how we are getting stronger. Is being on the streets and having this language, and just we have to show to them boys that we are not of them. So that's basically the way we show them that's how we do.
That's to unite in the streets, exactly. Hey, and maybe do like two more questions, and well, let's just see, because I do have another one from Dan, and he asked like, which pro player do you want to give a panna to yet? Is there a player?
Pro player. Okay, so I'm gonna say Paul Pogba, because I know he's the hardest one to panna, because I tried. Okay, back in 2015, I was with Adidas. We were shooting an ad with Paul. So we started playing 30 seconds, and then the guy was like, no, we gotta work, and then we're like, okay. But he wanted to play 1v1, and we started like 30 seconds, and I knew that I couldn't put Paul Pogba a panna in 1 minute. I had to spend time in it. So I think Paul is the guy that I want to not make, definitely. There's Paul, there's Neymar, there's, I think Neymar is one of them too. He's got street soccer skills. So
yeah, exactly. You have to watch out that he's not giving you a nutmeg, right? When you talk, but it's the same with Paul.
That's the same. There's, I think, like football players right now, you can see it right now during quarantine. They're all starting to be freestylers. They're all doing skills at home, and I'm like, you see, they're like us. They just need a ball, and they play, and they just skill. You see, and that's crazy. That's how I started to think about a challenge with Pogba, and I know he's playing every single day. I know he's doing skills. I know. So I contacted him, and I was like, let's try to do something. Just show me what you got. Just show me your skills. I want to see. And then he was like, okay. And then he sent me a lot of videos, and I was like, okay, he's got something. And then Zlatan said to Paul Pogba, okay, I'm gonna do something too. You know, they have time. So I think that's the right time to work on them skills, and I think everyone is working on that. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. I really like the video that it was like I think it's the second last video that you uploaded, right? The one with the challenge.
Yeah, that was we wanted to do something very easy, just to show to the people that you don't need to be fancy. You don't need to do a double around the world. Well, I did the double around the world, but you don't need to do that. You just can do something easy. And I think Zlatan did something, that was very Zlatan-esque. That was Zlatan, But it was fun, and then it's just a way to link up with those guys and to link up with the football industry, because we are still linked to football. We have a football literally, so that's pretty cool.
No, and it's cool that you
I wish
represent.
I could call Morgan Rapinoe.
Yeah, yo, that's the that's also what I'm thinking. Like, oh, I want to be like, okay, how can we get in touch with Megan? We need to like
Can we get
make
Alex Morgan, Megan Rapinoe, Licky Martins, and
exactly. That's really what I want to do. I mean, even more than linking up with the men, is what I said. Like, I want to meet Marta instead of Messi. But okay, so I see some people from these different countries. What is your okay? No, we cannot say what's your next country because we don't know how long this is gonna take.
like everyone
Sorry.
is. I see the comment. Everyone is asking, okay, come to this country. Come,
Exactly.
come on, man. I can. I wish,
You can't. Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
can't.
But what country do you really want to visit? Like, what's the country that you'd say like, hey, I really want to go there sometime? I think I know it, but I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
it says Rio de Janeiro. Rio de Janeiro. I've never
Yes.
been to Rio. I've never
Oh
been
my
to
God.
Rio, and I want to because this is football culture. The beach, the sun, so you can be in vacation at the same time and playing football and just and interact with the young kids. Just yeah, I think yeah, Rio is definitely one of the cities that I want to visit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I know
I
you've
can
been
even
there.
see some.
Lucky you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when you're going, like we spoke about this, we have to go together because, yeah, I've had my project there, started there, Favela Street in Rio, and I can
And
tell you that,
and you speak
yeah,
Portuguese, so that's easier.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's easy
Obrigado.
with communicate. Yeah, tudo bem. Yeah,
Obrigado.
yeah, de
Tudo
nada.
bem?
You're fine with that. If you
That's
play
it.
football, hey, but if you play football, you speak the language of Brazil. I mean, I remember go.
Yeah, that's the.
No, yeah, it's a thing. I remember going there when I was in. It was eight. I was 18 years old in 2003, first time in the favela in Rio, and I just fell in love with the city, with the people, and it's exactly what you said. It's you play football everywhere, wherever you can, and you can chill on the beach, and you have some incredible people. Because I know you also met Natalia, the one with the football,
Natalia,
the
yeah,
yeah.
she's crazy. Ah, that's this woman.
Hey,
You think that's easy what she's doing? Hey,
no,
that's a big. It's unbelievable.
no, it is crazy. And I did play some foot volley on the beach in Copacabana, and it's tough because it's you're in the sand, you know this, and you're like in a pit because it's like it's really difficult. And they
We're not used to the sands. We come from Amsterdam. I come from Paris, so
exactly we don't have any sand. And then they do the one touch, like getting the ball in one touch control, and this is it's a different type of skills, because if you ask them to play 1v1 2v2 5v5, that's difficult for them. But the foot volley, like the no, it's crazy.
no, that's something else, and that's what I love about what they're doing. You can tell that is their culture, and the way they do it, and the way she does it, Natalia. She's one of the best. I just can't see it. She just
Yeah.
never. She's so we shoot a video in London together that I put on my Instagram. I could feel that she was like me, but like when we were doing the video, we're like, we're not giving up, okay? Because people think it was in one shot, but we're like, okay, we're not giving up. We can do better. We can do more skills, or we can do
Yeah.
something, you know. And the way I see her, I can relate to what she's doing, and that's pretty good.
Yeah, no, it's cool. And maybe just to wrap it up a little bit, this conversation. I saw somebody asking, can we talk about FIFA a little bit? Because I know you're a FIFA ambassador. Look at that. You can see it even, huh? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's you.
can we talk about FIFA? I don't know if I can. Let me check my contract. I don't know.
But you play FIFA, right?
I do play FIFA. I especially right now. Like I had FIFA classes with a friend of mine who's a pro gamer. He taught me few tricks, and I'm happy because now I'm getting much better. Well, I was good, but like okay, you know, I was okay. Like I had the basics, but now that he gave me this, I'm getting better. So yeah, I'm playing, and I know you with your avatar now because I know you are in the game, and that's pretty cool. Because the first time I turn on the game, I was like, whoa, this is working. And I was like, I know her, and you know, I was fangirling, of course. And you're in the game. You're one of the faces of the game.
No, it's crazy. It was something which was really weird. And to be honest, I didn't knew that it was a big deal because I don't have a PlayStation. I don't play FIFA, so I didn't knew that it was like a big thing. Because after me being in FIFA, I had like so many more following. I was like, oh my god, everybody's like everybody.
Oh, you're famous, right?
No, I'm not. No, but it is. It is cool to have this character. It's something that all of these years of playing are in this. So yeah,
I think it means a lot, especially in FIFA, because we were fighting to have women in the game, and they add the women team in 2018, I think, during the men's World Cup and before the women's World Cup. So I think it's a lot to have a woman in street football, and you're the first in the Volta mode. So that was pretty awesome, and I was proud to see a woman that I know in the game. And you know, I think FIFA did a really good job because they took street football players, real one. Not just actors or, I mean, they took Van Gils, they took Isitman, they took you, and it means a lot for the street football culture because this is a real culture, and that's good.
No, definitely. Cool. Okay, so maybe the last question is, what's the first thing you're gonna do after quarantine?
After quarantine?
Yeah, the first thing.
I'm gonna take public
what you really want to do.
First, public transport, because I miss public transport. I'm so weird, but I miss that. I miss Parisian public transport. I'm gonna take public transport to go in Paris, in the center of Paris, and to walk in Paris because I miss my city. I miss walking with my friends. So just being with my friends and walking, like, that's something I'm used to do. That's something I took for granted because I used to do it like 2-3 days a week, and now I feel like I really miss it. I really miss walking in this city and just enjoying the time and just and going to a restaurant and enjoying good food and the time with my friends, because I cannot see my friends at all except on Facebook. I really do miss them, and I just wanna, because I'm with my family but I'm not with my friends, so I'll just try to take the time with them. And you tell me.
I think the first thing also what I want to do is just go out and eat somewhere with friends and just have a drink somewhere, and that's the first thing I really want to do.
I think it's going to be crowded, so I don't know if I'm going to do that in the first week. But and especially coronavirus, I want to make sure that it's over. So I'm going to wait before to go party, and
I'll be the test dummy, and if I'm still healthy, you can go outside.
You be the test. I don't want to risk it at all.
Cool.
Well,
okay, Lisa, thank you so much for this.
Thank you.
And thanks everyone for listening and watching.
Yeah. And I hope you understood what we were saying.
I think so. Yeah. Okay, bonne soirée, and we'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Thank you. Bye, Lisa.
Bye.
Yes. Bye. Beëindigen.